I want to share the significance of keeping a sleep journal or tracking what time you fall asleep, how long you fall asleep, and also if you wake up in the middle. So here what I'm writing is 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. is gallbladder. So that is the hour when the gallbladder meridian is most active. So in other words, if we do not do meditation and qigong during the day or 1 hour before bedtime, any unresolved gallbladder issues is going to pop up during this time. And, so gallbladder is associated with courage, right? So if we want to do something, we want to say something to somebody, but then we end up not doing it. Or, for example, if I am supposed to do this it's the purpose of my life, and for some reason I am thinking small and not pursuing the dream of my life, then during gallbladder hour, it's gonna come and be like, hey, but it's not because your body is trying to screw you over. It's because your body carries the wisdom. Your body's trying to say, wake up, wake up. Meant for things that are far greater than you're doing right now. So, okay, so 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. is gallbladder. 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. is liver. And liver is affected by anger. So if during the day you got angry at yourself, you got angry on the highway, you got angry at your boss, you got angry at something somebody said or didn't do on Facebook, but then you didn't process it. You didn't bring closure or practice forgiveness. Guess what? 1 to 3 a.m., you're going to wake up because your body says, there is garbage in my body. Please take it out of my system. And now 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is lung. So this is, I'm going to put a star around this because lung is actually the first of the 12 meridians. In other words, if you wake up after 3, that's not really considered bad. That's actually considered good. Do you know that the Dalai Lama wakes up at 3 a.m. to meditate every day? And also Master Sha also meditate every day between 3 to 5. In fact, if you want to create and manifest abundance, this is the golden time to meditate, connect to the whole universe, connect to Jesus, whatever you want. This is the time to connect to creation, right? So if you're trying to write a book, if you want to create a new program, you want to live something bigger and you want to connect to this new beginning. So a lot of times people come to me and say, oh, Winnie, I wish I can sleep till 7 a.m., but I keep waking up between 3 to 5. I said, honey, there's nothing medically wrong with that. You just go to sleep at 9 p.m., okay? Because like if you wake up between 3 to 5 a.m., it's like the yang has start to rise already, right? So this is the darkest part of the night. And some people say, hey, Winnie, I want to lose weight. What can I do if I don't want to stop eating food and I don't want to exercise more? Key is to be sound asleep between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. because that is when your body is repairing. So if you want to lose weight, This hour, make sure you are sleeping. Hello, Pastor Peter, welcome. Okay, so this hour is the darkest part of the night. This time is yang begins to rise. So by the time we've got to 3 a.m., if you wake up at that time, congratulations, wake up and meditate. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, oh, and this is also useful. 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. is large intestine. So what that means is, anybody guess? It's best time to generate a bowel movement. Again, people are like, Winnie, tell me all the secrets to losing weight without diet and exercise. Voila. Okay, large intestine is between 5 and 7 a.m. So if you generate bowel movement at this time, that's the best detox. So we humans, we think that we need to sleep longer, but go to sleep early. Go to sleep at 9 p.m. Like 3 a.m. is time to start to connect. Okay. So something else I want to say is the importance of what you do right before bed. The time right before bed and the time first thing you wake up is the most sacred spiritual time to connect to God. You know why? Because most of the day I have my to-do list. I have the emails to write and the people to call and A, B, C, D, E, and then maybe I have to cook and clean for my daughter. And so my mind is very busy. Hello, Pastor Peter. But the time when I'm about to fall asleep, and the time when I just wake up, that is the time when my mind is the most quiet. And when our mind is the most quiet is the best time to experience the spiritual side. So I'm going to write that down. Okay, so this is important. Last 15 minutes before bed. First 15 minutes waking up. Most sacred time to pray, to meditate. Okay, how many people go on their phone last 15 minutes before they go to bed? How many people look at their phone the first 15 minutes they wake up? Okay, we got some. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, this all good. Yeah. Okay, I'm laughing because the people who are not raising your hand probably dishonest. Okay. We all want to look at our phone the last 15 minutes before bed and the first 15 minutes waking up. Okay, of course we're human. But understand that is when our brain is the most quiet and we are most ready to surrender. most surrender state to communicate. Okay, so to summarize, these are Pastor Peter's nuggets. Let the spirit calm down. So that's what Dee said. Sometimes I get excited. Relax in the body. And here I'm going to use parentheses breath. Invite Holy Spirit to bless us, right? I like the word bless because I don't think God thinks of work as work. I think God loves doing what he does. So work seems like really hard, but bless seems like he's like yippee and he's so happy to do it. So I like to use the word bless. Okay, so the thing that did you know what I was gonna say? Okay, so what I was looking for is actually gratitude. So it's kind of like this. What do you do if you have a dog and you tell the dog sit and then the dog sit?
You reward the dog.
And when the
Oh,
dog
good
gets
job.
rewarded, the next time you tell the dog to sit, what happens?
Dog sits.
Okay, so we build a relationship with a dog. So we also want to build a relationship with ourselves, right? So us meaning the greatness. So if I wake up and I say, oh, I want to experience gratitude when I go to sleep tonight. And then when I go to sleep tonight, I say, oh, wow, thank you. I feel gratitude right now. What do you think are the chances that I also experience gratitude day after day after day after day? Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Okay. A lot of the times people know my story. They know that I've been through a lot of suffering and a lot of traumas. And then they're like, wow, Winnie, how do you do it? Like, how come you look so happy? Even though you've had so much anxiety and depression and suffering. I said, it's very simple. You have a negative thought, you're going to have more negative in your life. If I think I am tired, guess what? Tomorrow I will be tired. If I think that I'm hungry, guess what? Tomorrow I will want to eat snacks late at night. So the point is, we have free, and the easiest thing we can choose is gratitude. Now, it doesn't matter if 10 things are going wrong in your life, because there's at least one thing that's going right, isn't it? So if we focus on the one thing that is right and we practice gratitude, what are we doing? We're multiplying, right? What's Jesus really good at? Multiplying fish, bread, wine. So you know what we want to do? We want to multiply. And so we want to be really smart. Do we want to multiply the fights with the boyfriend? Do we want to multiply that work is exhausting and draining me? Do I want to multiply that I'm sad all the time? Right? So if I keep telling myself I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, then I am sad. And trust me, I spent 43 years there, so not that fun. Okay, but if I instead said every morning, I want to experience gratitude when I go to bed. And every night I'm like, yay, I feel grateful. And now I'm starting to form good habits. So it doesn't matter up until today if you have this habit or not. Try it for 21 days. Uh, and then also don't use the phone for the first 15 and last 15 minutes. See how that changed your life. Okay, so I'm going to invite Pastor Peter or Jay to say a couple words about sleep.
Pastor Peter, would you like to?
Oh, and also nightmare. Why do people have nightmare, and what should people do when they have nightmare? If they wake up in the middle of the night and they see a dog bite their hand and they're bleeding, what should they do? Here, you come up.
Uh, okay, so a good sleep is a gift of God.
Mm.
If we could not sleep well and nightmare, so there are some reasons. Uh, First of all, the evil spirit they come to steal. Yeah. So this is why we encourage every believer to pray a prayer before you sleep. Prayer means you welcome the army of angels to protect you. Just like, you know, before we go to bed, we lock the door. So the evil spirit could not come in the physical house. So you pray, then the angel of army protect you. The evil spirit go to your life, your dream. Yeah. So the first, second, second, sometimes because we are under pressure and we are under attack, so which give us a bad opportunity to forget to lock the door. So sometimes the people complain saying, Pastor, we prayed. Yes, I know you prayed, but you pray means you have faith in God. So you pray, and at the same time you have fear, you have worry, you have stirring something in your heart, which means you pray a prayer after look, but inside your heart you don't trust in the Lord. You worry, you use your own strength. Just like a few days ago, Winnie taught me a lesson. Relax on God, don't use your own strength. So I think the first reason, so some evil will steal our uh, good sleep. So we pray a prayer. Secondly, so we will deal with our problems. Again, relax. Again, calm down your spirit. Again, give your burden, give your problems, give your challenge to Jesus. Yes. Uh, yes, you are right. Uh, this is this. So there's many explanation, but what I believe, just like a good boy and a naughty boy. So a good boy means in order. In order means daytime you do what you do. At night rest in the Lord. But some naughty boy they walk around. They in the Bible we were taught don't do the business, don't do how to say that? 不要管闲事. Right, yeah. So so okay. So I want to encourage my friend. So sometimes there's a lot of thing is going on, but remember God is in control. So have rest at daytime. Just like Jesus, you know, his disciples and Jesus, they are in the boat, cross the sea, and the one was so strong, almost the ship, falling into the water. So all the disciples they are crying, they yelled, they thought they might die. But what did Jesus do? He was sleeping. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So true. So so to be honest, in modern society, everybody has problems. So sometimes you when it go wrong, so which cannot help us, maybe cause problems.
I just wanted to break in here because when I was in my early 20s, I astrally traveled. When I would fall asleep, when I would first fall asleep, I would have a very clear state where I could feel myself floating around and see everything as it was happening. And I learned that if I got excited, I would lift, and if I got scared, I would sink. So then I would get okay, then I'd get excited and I would lift my way down the hallway, and I was so happy that I figured it out. I stopped in the hallway. I put my hand on the doorknob. This really big hand was put on top of my hand. And I got really scared and I sunk through the floor, and then I woke up. Very hard. I was just, I was just kind of, I was in my early 20s and I didn't know what I was doing and working very hard. So it's interesting that Pastor Peter says that this is like the naughty boy, because I was kind of a naughty boy at the time.
But now you're a good boy. Yeah. Yeah. So my conclusion, any any friend who has sleeping problems, and tonight we will fix our problems. First of all, we will clean your body, clean your thought, clean your mind, that the evil spirit has no access in. You know, just like this house is clean, so the rats will not come in. But if we have some dirty things, so the rats will come in and get things messy. So we will fix the problem tonight. Secondly, so we will encourage each of you trust in the Lord. Give everything to the Lord. Give everything to the Lord. Don't uh, use your strength to control anyone, anything. Trust in the Lord. Give everything into the Lord, and bless them, and and pray for them, and believe what God will do will benefit us, will reward us. You lose nothing, but you will gain more, because God is a good God.
Thank you, Pastor Peter.
Wow, that was so great. And so I want to add, hi, Judy. Um, so in Tao science, we learn how to make our life better. And there's three formula. The formula one is connect, two is order, and three is harmony. So in Chinese medicine, we said all diseases is qi disorder. So for example, when we eat a banana, the banana should go down. So the stomach qi should go down. But oh no no no, I don't like what my mother said. Then I cannot digest, and I actually want to vomit. So vomiting is stomach qi rebellion. So all kinds of body problems is because there's disharmony. So this word order, another word is obey. Now, a lot of people have problems with authority. They're like, oh, but I don't like obedience. Oh, I don't like order. I like to astral travel. I like to do naughty things. So then the root cause of why people are in disorder is because they're not connecting. And that's why the first 15 and last 15 minutes is so important, right? And also, Pastor Peter says something that in what we say in Chinese medicine is that negative thoughts create leaky body, and it creates room for evil spirit to enter, right? So in other words, Okay, so now I want to help cleanse everybody's system. So if you can, please close your eyes and stand up. So feet shoulder width apart. And take some time to wiggle all 5 toes because there are 6 meridians: urinary bladder, gallbladder, stomach, liver, kidney, and spleen. Don't worry about the name, but just feel all 5 toes solidly planted on the floor. And now imagine you have X-ray vision. Go inside the body and see if more weight is on your right leg or your left leg. And so if you find one leg has more weight than the other, then just wiggle a little bit, like maybe bend one knee, bend the other knee, maybe do some hip circles. Trust your body to be the own chiropractor, that you can put your body straight. And if we learn something from Pastor Peter, okay, invite Holy Spirit to do the work for us so that our body can be straight. Some people who work too hard, and some people, they sit on the couch too much. Either you're doing too much or too little will create balance between the yin and yang energy. And that creates imbalances in the pelvis. So let your intuition guide you. Dear my body, I love you. You have the wisdom of how to be balanced. Please do a good job. And then you just follow your body's rhythm and know that your body knows how to unwind. And when you are pretty good, try to come back to center. And see when you rock your weight front and back, left and right. And try to see if you can find the center where the same weight on the left foot and right foot, same weight on all 5 toes. And whichever leg where you feel like the pinky is not quite landing, see if you can relax the neck, relax the shoulder. In Chinese medicine, we have this wisdom, 牵一法动全身. So when we don't feel the whole leg, every toe can relax, it's usually because some other part of the body is scrunched up. So as a class, I'm feeling that we have a lot of control freaks in this class. What that means is a lot of us like to internally rotate. How do I say this? So the foot is supposed to have a little arch to it, right? And so if all 5 toes are planted evenly, it's supposed to leave a little gap here. But if we are control freak and then we won't have control, then what do is we buckle the knees in. I'm exaggerating. So we want to buckle the knees so that more weight is on the big toe side. So everybody try to open the knees more and see, put more weight on the little toe side. And just play. Imagine that you're a 5-year-old child and play with your toes a little bit. And, bend the toes. It's like giving yourself a massage, okay? Because all the 6 meridians, right? So when I bend and straighten my toes, I'm actually massaging all 6 meridians on the foot. Okay, so now I'm feeling the class is ready. All 5 toes is good. Okay. So what I'm sensing is a lot of us sit all day, and see what happens is when we sit all day, it's like the butt wants to just stick out. Lower the studio camera. Okay. So if I put one hand on my pubic bone and one hand on my tailbone, imagine I draw a string between these two, right? So if I go like this, I'm like kind of like sticking my butt out. And if I go like this, you see how I'm like tilting? So just like rock your pelvis like 3 and 9 o'clock, a little bit, sorry, I meant 12 and 6 o'clock, until you find this place where this line connecting your pubic symphysis and your coccyx is parallel to the floor. So this is like the classic Qigong stand. And in theory, we can stand here for 4 or 5 hours. Who thinks they can stand here for 4 or 5 hours? Okay, nobody. So let me tell you the secret of how to stand for 4 or 5 hours. The secret to stand for 4 or 5 hours is not to engage the no. Is not to engage the glutes, no. It's actually because we are so relaxed and our alignment is so straight that Mother Earth is doing all the work. So I want you to see if you can find this place that you can hang out for 4 or 5 hours, okay? And what that looks like is 90% of your weight, your energy is in your foot. So can you imagine you're wearing tin shoes? Very, very, very heavy shoes. You can't lift your foot up. You can't lift the foot up. Now, starting from the crown of your head, whatever trouble that you have, okay, that work email, this trip that I'm planning, this project, okay, let that sink to the foot. Actually, everybody do this, okay? Bring your hand above the head and imagine we invite the highest and purest into our field. And as we move the hand down, it's like taking a golden shower where all the negative stuff is like flushing the toilet, going down kidney 1, so that's like the bottom of the foot. And so now we're at the level of the brain and the eyes and the ears. So let's stay here for a second. In Chinese, we have this wisdom: 目不忘视, 耳不忘听, 口不忘言. So it's like see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Because when we do those things, we leak, we create holes. We leak our precious life force and also invite evil spirit to enter. So that's not good, okay? All right, now we slowly move the hand down into our throat area. And connecting to the cervical spine. So C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. And I should say, if you're doing standing meditation for the first time, at any point you feel any discomfort, please do sit down, because this is a mixed level class. So some of you are new, and if you're tired, just sit down. Don't strain the body. But otherwise, we're going to continue. So relaxing both shoulders, the neck, and then we continue cleansing the lungs. The lungs store grief. So if you got any cough, that's what it's about. And now we hold the ball in front of our heart, opening the heart, melting any walls between us and our infinite self. And at this time, check in with your pelvis. Are you still 90% of the weight on the tin shoe, or you have creeped up a little bit? So if you have popped up a little bit, see if you can drop more weight into your pelvis. So if you know what the psoas muscle is, the psoas muscle stores emotions. So the psoas muscle, they start from the back of the rib cage and they wrap to the front. And here the hip flexor. So if you always sit, then a lot of this emotion start from the back and wrapped around here. So you feel this tight, this tight, this tight. Okay, so what I feel for the class is when we connect to the heart, it's like we don't connect to the heart very much. We actually check out. Yeah. So especially our feelings. Sometimes some of us like to run away from our feelings. Not naming any names here. We don't like to feel, we don't like it when we're angry. We don't like it when we're sad. We don't allow our emotions. So see if you can find more relaxation in your hips while we're at the heart. Because the heart and the hips, there's a connection. Okay, we're going to do something fun. We're going to actually hike up one hip, and then we're going to hike up another hip. Okay, the reason why we're doing this is because, you know, the same exercise in yoga where we hike up the shoulder, when you fatigue this muscle, what happens? You can't carry stress in your shoulders anymore. So we're going to fatigue this muscle in the hips so they can't carry this avoidance and checking out anymore. So we're going to just exhaust this muscle so it cannot carry our traumas anymore. Okay, so we're just going to like work it. And check out if you have the same range of motion, the left side and the right side. And maybe you hear some gentle popping. Just be very gentle. Everything in Qigong is gentle. We never want to stress anything. Okay, now just come back to rest for a second. Remember, find the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, right? So our string is parallel to the floor. And do you notice the peace in the pelvis? And the peace in the heart? It's remarkable, isn't it? Just like 60 seconds of this hip hike actually solved our problems. Okay, let's bring this in front of our stomach area. And again, if you're tired, please sit down. Actually, I'm gonna make everybody sit down because I'm afraid that some of you don't want to sit down. So everybody sit down. If you can adjust my camera angle. So here is what we call the third chakra. This is our power, right? Think about it. What's the function of the stomach? The function of the stomach is to digest food so we have qi and blood, so we have circulation, so we can have power to do all the things that we do. So what happens when our stomach is not functioning? Our digestion is not functioning. It's easy to feel tired, right? Because like two people eat the same food, one person can get the nutrients from it, and one person cannot get the nutrients from it. And you know, it's really funny because I think that for so many years as a woman, I want to be beautiful and skinny. So I had a love-hate relationship with food where I want to eat it, but I don't really want to like get the calories from the food. Okay, so if you happen to fall into this category, please delete this program. Because if you think calories is an enemy, and if you think fat, protein, or carbs is an enemy, you think sugar is an enemy, then you're actually not appreciating everything that God created for us to enjoy.
Yeah.
So also, if you
Oh,
spend your whole
perfect.
life sucking your gut in, especially in front of photographs, again, I invite you to love your stomach just as it is, with no need to hide it, no need to alter it. Can you just love your stomach exactly as it is? Not just love it, but appreciate it for all the work that it does to support your daily function. Can you imagine if your stomach went on strike? So now I am receiving a transmission, which is a download that's going to come in through your third eye. And this is a self-love program. So all you need to do is say your name silently 3 times. And this program of how to love yourself is going to come into your stomach. So the download is complete. So now allow this to integrate to the rest of your body. So inhale deeply and exhale gently, allowing this new self-love program to go into every cell, every toe, every molecule in your hair, your eyebrows, your heart, your liver, your kidney, your bones, all the fluids between the joints. Let love be your only reality. Perfect. And now let's lower this. Just rest your palms gently on top of your thighs. And now we're going to love everything below the belly button. So this include our reproductive organs, our bladder, our intestines. Again, a lot of women spend many years not liking the little belly and their lower abdomen, when this is the magic factory where babies are made. So can you feel a kind of respect and worship for this magic that God has put into us? Can you find a little gratitude for your bowel movements, your bladder? Do we just take our urination and our bowel movements for granted? Can you imagine going one day or 1 week without using the bathroom? Yeah, so just find some love for your body. So for some of you, I feel a lot of defensive energy. What that means is like, the tendency to fight, flight, freeze, fawn, like, oh, I'm ready to fight. Okay, so see if you can, like, I don't know, wiggle your feet and do a little silly dance. Do whatever you need to do to shake this nervous system energy out of your body. We are God's children. There is nothing to fear. Be anxious about nothing. So just move however you want. Get it out of your system. You don't need to hold this in any part of your body. Be a 3-month-old baby, okay? Flexible and no thinking. So move it, move it, move it. And feel free to use your voice to make some sounds. Ah, that feels good. Move. Sound is a really good way to move energy. Shake your hands, shake your foot, shake your shoulders, shake your head. This is a really good way to reboot the computer, the central nervous system. Clear out all the garbage. You don't need to hold on to anything. Say no to stress. Okay, and slowly come back to the middle. And now let's hold ourselves. So this is called a yin-yang palm. So the left thumb, wrap the right hand around the left thumb and wrap the rest of the fingers and just rest it in front of what we call the lower dantian, making sure that your neck and shoulder are completely relaxed. And in this position, you have a very tall and long spine. And we're just taking a moment to collect. So imagine we've done a lot of great work and now we're just receiving the paycheck, okay? So we're really literally receiving all the love and nourishment, rejuvenation. So if you came in with iPhone battery, like, the Dantian at 30%, let's see if we can charge it to 100%. And how we're going to do this is we're going to send love into each other's dantian. So if you have special connection with God, Jesus, whatever your special spiritual connection is, so invite the special power to turn on in your lower dantian. And then offer this light to every participant in the room and online. Wow. I can see my dantian dancing. So thank you everybody who sent me love. So to answer anybody's question, the fastest way to cultivate lower dantian is group practice, because E equals MC squared. What that means is when we get together, if 10 people come, 10 squared is 100. So if 10 people come together and practice for 1 hour, then it equals 100 hours of your individual Qigong practice. And this is why you should come every week. Okay, so just a moment of stillness. I will try to take everyone into the highest state of stillness and emptiness. then slowly come back.